Hey there. Hey Taurus. So for the new moon in Aquarius this month, the focus we have for you is around your 10th house of the father. Also, or a new way to interact with the father. But also, and in addition to the CEO, institutions, corporations, bureaucracy, the government, like I said, institutions. So whether it's like schools or big entities where there is a head, essentially, because the head is represented by the 10th house. So that also could just be represented by authority and authority figures. And then we also see this represented as success and status in your own right, and how you are successful. And how this speaks to you specifically for this new moon in Aquarius is very empowered, and also really trying to bring out the qualities of where you can bring in your unique self, and oftentimes this can mean bringing in where you've been wounded, but also just bringing in like what your lessons have been so far, and not being afraid to share that. So the new moon at 8 degrees can kind of affect people more potently within 5 degrees of the actual degree. So the degree was 8 degrees. So if you are born either 13 degrees or also on the other side of 3 degrees, so you might feel this just a little bit more, but everyone will feel this in their own way. So going forward, February the 1st has a conversation going on around your 9th house of long distance travel, things that you do for spirituality. So this can often show up as astrology, meditation, things like that, but also learning, and we say that like learning can be spiritual and vice versa. So this can be seen as actually like going to workshops, learning through experiences like that. So it doesn't have to be formal learning, although it can be. It can be you actually going back to school or looking about courses, whether it's an actual degree program or just like certificate, or like a weekend course. But it can also represent higher learning in the sense of learning about spiritual and esoteric topics. So thinking about that, and or long distance travel, which is also often how we learn, and the experiences, through the experiences that we have through travels, seem to be conflicting with the changes that have been going on since 2011. So Aries has been, or Uranus has been in Aries since 2011, will be until next year. So the changes that you've been experiencing through the deep transformational growth that you've been experiencing since 2011, and what has kind of come out, and how you've been reborn, basically, almost on a shocking level. Shocking in two ways: shocking because of the growth, but also because of the way Uranus works is very eureka, revolutionary, and also very unexpected and shocking. So the communication around that, kind of conflicting with the growth that has happened. So I can see this actually coming up as someone sharing, or your someone maybe at work sharing what your personal experience has been, and then the next day I mean, and it could show up in different ways, but that's just one example. So the next day, we have Mercury again, or so conversations and communication around your growth, but this is more through travel, long distance travel, and higher learning. Actually moving into conversation, so a tight kind of tense conversation with Jupiter in Libra. So this Jupiter has been in Libra since early this fall and will be until October 10th of next year. And so Mercury and Capricorn squaring Jupiter in Libra really shows up as or the conversations around your ninth house issues of growth through spirituality can show up in conflict or in tight conversation with Jupiter in Libra. So this conversation, or Jupiter in Libra has been in Libra, sorry, since the beginning of fall, and we kind of see for you growth and expansion around your daily life, things that you're doing every day that can kind of heal you, and because Jupiter really represents healing as well as things that are philosophical and obviously sometimes not understood, so like the occult or esoteric topics and arts. So also the conversation for you around or the conflict for you around how this is showing up can also speak to how your everyday growth, or the growth that you've been experiencing, might be you might be having a hard time balancing it all, and that it could show up in that way as well. So moving to the third, Venus enters Aries, and for you this is represented by the 12th house. So the 12th house is deep spiritual transformation, things you do behind the scenes, things people don't know about. And there we find an appreciation here, or you find an appreciation here for things that you do behind the scenes, things that other people don't know about, things that you can benefit from, secrets, or if it's not a secret, it's really just this could be even like a meditative practice, or going to a therapist, or it can even be represented as using some kind of transformative energy, like Reiki, for example, or even yoga, but something that is that challenges you, that brings out or expands your energy. This is really a focus of Aries, and that's how it can show up in your 12th house. So, so moving to February the 6th, Jupiter retrogrades in Libra, so bringing us back to the conversation at the beginning of the month, on the 6th, and for you, this is in your 6th house of daily life, daily practice, things that you do every day, your routine, the ins and outs, the things that keep you grounded and feeling secure. So we see really a revision of the things that have benefited you, as well as how moving forward with other people, because it's Libra, so bringing in partnerships, and how partnerships can benefit you in this way, or have benefited you, or have grown you in your daily interactions, and maybe looking for a revision, or looking for where things need to change, or where you'd like to do almost like a stop, start, continue. So things you'd like to start, things you'd like to stop, and things you'd like to continue. So moving to February the 10th, the lunar eclipse in Leo really affects you in the 4th house of home and partnership. And possessions. So generally like large possessions, condos, you know, a physical home, townhome, even like a car, but generally more movable things. Pieces of land, often the homeland as well, home country, hometown, your family of origin, as well as the mother. So we see really just like the growth that had happened when you were in this home base, and the feeling of security here as well. So we see endings in this area, and also really a highlight around what has been. So moving to the 18th, the Sun enters Pisces, and for you this is the 11th house of associations, friendships, groups, unions, brotherhood, sisterhood, any kind of communities that you belong to or memberships that you're a part of. So we see a focus around these topics, and a real who you are in these areas. So February the 26th sees us bringing in or celebrating a new moon in Pisces, and it's a solar eclipse. So, or new moons are solar eclipses. So this speaks to a new beginning and around new, and it's because obviously interesting that the Sun is now in Pisces. That this brings up opportunities for new partnerships through groups and associations, as well as any kind of memberships or communities that you belong to. So real blessings here, and really again bring in like the lessons of the Aquarian new moon, of really ultimately being yourself and loving who you are, to be able to bring your unique qualities to benefit the world. So thank you. And if you want to get a reading, please visit rawredemption.ca. Have a good night.